Today we're going to be going over Liam Crelinsten's dominant submission win at UFC BJJ this past week. This was Liam's debut with UFC BJJ, and he was truly a level above Max Livingston here, and he even managed to earn himself the Performance of the Night award. Hopping straight into the match here, you're going to see Liam is coming out and is really going to try to force some engagements, which is of course hard sometimes to do when you want to play from the bottom, especially in this UFC BJJ rule set. Liam tries to go for this 2-on-1 grip and tries to use it to slide into this false reap setup, but Max is going to be smart here and not allow Liam to engage on his terms. Now the ref is going to give Liam some time to work on the bottom here because of his initiation of the last exchange. And Max is going to try to stay a little cagey here as he knows how effective Liam can be if he gets a good entry into the legs. Liam again here is initiating an entry, and Max is going to roll through to come back on top and really try to disengage, but Liam here has a very strong connection that he uses to not let Max get away. Notice the grip that Liam is taking. This is a very strong grip to have while using reverse de la Riva if you want to spin under your opponent, and this is exactly what Liam is going to try to do. Max, of course, is not going to be okay with letting Liam spin under him and get into either leg entanglements or a back take, so he sits his hips down to the mat and away from Liam so that he can't spin under him. But with his hips now on the mat, Liam is able to easily just come up into a top position. Now we are going to see the first of many dominant passing sequences from Liam. He first gets a good grip on the right leg of Livingston and uses that control to stop Max from being able to track his leg as he backsteps around the guard of Livingston. Max does a good job of inverting to maintain distance and prevent Liam from securing the position, but we're going to be seeing that sequence again later. Now starting back from neutral, we're going to see Liam go in for reverse de la Riva and grab that same grip he was utilizing before. He's able to use the exact same spin under as before to force Max to give up top position again. Here we'll see another really slick pass, and he really does make it look quite easy. Here you can see that Livingston's legs are well positioned to track Liam as he moves. If Liam were to try and back up, Max's legs can extend to stay connected. Liam deals with this by pushing his hips forward, changing the direction that Max's legs are facing, and then using his hands to push Max's knees into his chest. This allows him to move his hips back and disconnect from Max's knees, allowing him to do what looks like just walking around the guard of a high-level grappler. Liam then chooses to threaten the darce, and at a high level this is often used for multiple reasons. One being the obvious one, you may just get a submission. Another one is that you can use that grip to force your opponent to turtle, opening up routes to the back if that's your preferred method of attack. In this instance, Livingston is able to defend it fine, but keep this in mind for later. Now the next thing we're going to cover is actually probably the biggest weakness I saw in Liam's performance. Obviously I have high praise for this performance, but for a true in-depth breakdown it's worth addressing. Here, Liam is going to slide straight into mount, and within 3 seconds, Livingston has bucked him off. The key issue that we will keep see coming up is Liam giving up control of the inside space around his torso. Notice where Livingston's arms are. They are firmly planted on Liam's hips. This stops Liam from being able to move his hips further up Max's body, isolating his arms, and allows Max to create distance as he bucks that Liam is unable to close back down due to the posts on his hips. This leads us to another very smooth pass, this time stepping straight over the knee of Livingston into mount. But did you notice? Look at where Max's arms are again, right at Liam's hips. So go ahead and predict what is going to happen next. If you guess that Max is able to immediately successfully buck him off again, you're right. That is all the commentary I'll bib on that, so I can get back now to acknowledging how great of a performance this really was from Liam. Here, Liam controls the bottom leg of Livingston, keeping him on his back. And now we see a different style of pass from what we have so far this match. Interestingly, here with his arm inside to hips of Livingston, there is actually some offensive options for Max that could be of some worry for Liam. But he does a good job of staying safe and turning the corner to secure the guard pass. Now Liam opts to go for the gift wrap to try and force Livingston to turn away and give Liam a chance at his back, but Max is wise to it and turns in. He does give up mount in the process, but we have established why mount is probably the better choice for Max in this instance against this opponent. At this point, Max tries to get up to his feet, but ends up leaving himself overextended. See, at this moment, his right knee is keeping Liam away from him. But in order to get up, he's going to have to plant that foot on the ground. And when he does, he leaves a massive amount of space for Liam to come crashing into and secure that inside position. Max again does well to hide his back for now, but this leg of Liam's is making it impossible for Livingston to turn his hips back towards Liam in order to create any distance or create a guard. Liam, knowing there's only 30 seconds left in the round, opts to try and jump on a leg rather than keep chasing the back, but is just not quite able to secure the knee line and ends up losing the position. At this point, we get a pretty interesting bowl interaction here during this guard pass. As Liam is bending forward, the incline of the bowl is actually going to be pushing even more of Liam's weight over and into the legs of Livingston. And I think it shows with how much you can see Liam is able to just crush Max's knee shield, especially when you notice him drop his weight into his hip here, just crushing the leg. And that allows him to free his own leg and circle around. Now, for the first time in the match, and I'm sure it's because he was aware of the lack of time left, Livingston actually chooses to show his back to Liam. And as the round ends, we get a glimpse of just how laser-focused Liam is whenever he sees a path to his opponent's back. As round 2 begins, Liam comes out going for the same 2-on-1 entry we saw in the first round, and once again he's able to leverage it to come up into a top position. We now get a look at another passing option in his arsenal, as Liam goes for this row drag and steps over Max's legs. He almost ends up in a mounted triangle position, like this. But he didn't have Max's head trapped, so Max ends up being able to spin out of the position. After a bit of time looking to set up a guard pass, Liam finally steps inside and looks to put Max on one of his hips. He is then able to pin Max's leg and looks to step over into mount. However, he never actually beats the right knee of Livingston that is keeping his hips away, so Max is able to force a scramble. The ref stands them back up, and Max is able to hit a clinical throw-by to get towards the back of Crelinsten, but Liam looks to roll and grab a leg of Max on the way. He ends up being able to enter straight into an attack of his own, and eventually comes up on top again, all from almost having his back taken. Livingston had his most positive moment of the entire match, and in less than 10 seconds, he was back to the mat with Liam looking to pass him yet again. Liam hits another back set pass, and this time Max goes to turtle, exactly what Liam has been looking for the entire match. A chance at Livingston's back and over half the round to work. Immediately, Liam wedges his knee between Max's knee and elbow and is able to roll him and come out with a body triangle in the process. As soon as he manages to get this hand all the way across the face of Livingston and connect it to this far shoulder, he completely dominates the grip fight. Max is never able to strip this grip, and Liam eventually is able to connect his arms and get a full rear naked choke finish. After this kind of performance, who do you think that UFC BJJ should match Liam up with next?